Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Project Ozone 2. In the last episode, we were doing a handful of things. We were trying to do a little bit more applied logistics stuff. I then got distracted because we couldn't make the inventory panel, which I went ahead and made. It's in this chest right here. And we started working with Britannia some more because we need a lot of stuff. So I went ahead and made a block of terra steel and set that aside for the Master Infusion Orb. We only need 2 more things for this. Uh-oh. Failed to save world. Oh well. That'll be okay. So, yeah. We have about a little over half a stack of terra steel. And looks like we're done. So, go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and just drop those in there for a little bit. And yeah, so the plan is we're going to do a little bit of work preparing to get a ton of Zivicio essence. And because we have an insane amount of Minicio. What is that? Over 100,000? And an entire drawer full of Osseo. So we're gonna kind of make more. So there is the weak infusion stone. And come over here, and we'll get all of these. And honestly, I'm just gonna take all of this stuff. And the plan is pretty simple. We're going to make a lot of stuff. So that is completely full. The Osseo essence is full. This will be the Crucio. And I stole these drawers from the back, by the way. And then we'll have one here and one here for Zivicio and Imperio. So that looks fine. And then we just need 3 more crafters. Alright, so that is going to be the first thing we make. So we're going to need 3 more machine chassis. Not too bad. We're going to need steel capacitors. Let's see. We need 12 steel. Need some iron. And how many capacitors do we need for this? Just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy enough. And eventually we'll get everything into our applied logistics system. We're going to work on that as well today. So kind of the big things that we're waiting on more than anything else is we need to get some auto crafting so we can auto craft all of the different what are they called, the storage components. And I realize we only need 3 of these, so that's fine. We're gonna need Z-Logic controllers, we're gonna need some Solarium, and that's pretty easy otherwise. So we'll just take this stuff. Did I grab the bars? I think I did. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna try to get a little bit of auto crafting going, and honestly, we're just gonna kind of play around with things. So we need zombie heads and Solarium. And that might be an issue. I don't see any zombie heads in there. We'll put this stuff here for now, and we can put this stuff away. We're gonna need the iron. What else are we gonna need? We're gonna need a little bit of redstone. We're gonna need some silicon and some of that. So we just need zombie heads. And that's kind of an issue. So let's just look for zombies. Hopefully we have a couple skulls lying around. We have spawners for evolved zombies, so that's nice, but not their heads. There we go. We have we only have 2. Ooh. Alright. So I think our cleaver is up above. This isn't like the end of the world, because we can pretty easily get more zombie skulls. So that, and that. And do it again. And then we're going to need one more. So do we have enough stuff? We do. Just make sure once more that we don't have any zombie heads lying around. And let's grab our cleaver, which has beheading 4, 60% chance. One of these days we'll get more modifiers and we'll upgrade that even further, but for now, should be good enough. And there's our skull. So just do that, and we'll get out of here. We'll come over here and place that, all in there, because we don't need it. We just need the zombie head. Now eventually we'll kind of figure out ways to get stuff like that automatically, so we don't have to constantly go to a mob spawn or anything like that. But we're not quite there yet. So the crafter also requires just a crafting table. 1, 2, 3, and we should be able to just tell it to make that. Cool. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we need some energy conduits. We can put the iron up for now, and we'll just place this stuff right like so. So, first guy is going to get, let's see, Osseo to Crucio. We're gonna pull from that side, push into that side, and let's get all these guys power. And that should pretty quickly make, once we give it the stone, that should make a good bit of the next essence. So next is Crucio to Imperio, and the hope is that this will eventually kind of catch up and backfill. Buffering item stacks. Is that what I had? Yes. So yeah, as you can see, it works just fine. It's going to use a lot of this essence, and that's kind of the point. And eventually we'll run out of that essence, but our mob farm will probably keep up decently well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to do this, and then the extreme, and same thing. So we got a pull from that side, push to that side. Perfect. And we'll start getting a ton of Zivicio essence. Now, this should never have any issues. Let's turn that off for a second. Let this kind of run through some of this stuff. And then I can make more. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. We can make it go faster if we want, which might not be a bad idea. We should have plenty of double capacitors, yeah. And double capacitors will increase kind of the speed of these machines. That one has an octadic. Yeah, you don't need an octadic. Let's just do doubles. It's good enough. And there we go. Alright, so I'm going to let that kind of set for a little bit. Eventually we could probably use octadics in that, but right now there's better uses of those, and we only have 21 of them. One of these days I will go back to the nether and fix the farm. And by fix I mean just make it bigger. That's really the only thing that we need to do, but there we go. That works. We still have plenty of power. I mean, these guys are full, and everything's good. So with that taken care of, it's just kind of a waiting game. Now we are going to have to be a little bit selective. Like if we want, we're going to have to wait for this to back up. Isn't there an upgrade that reduces the size of redstone maxmin? I thought there was. Oh well. we have plenty of seeds to kind of work with, so I'm not going to worry about that until we kind of get through some of these seeds. And since we have so many of them, it doesn't really matter too much to me. I mean, these guys are only at one. Yeah, these guys are still pretty low. And this guy is working as hard as he can. I know we could do more patterns, more cross shapes like this, and get more seeds, but it's not really worth the effort. So I'm not going to do it. Alright, so with that taken care of, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is we are going to work on applied energistics. So we can throw that in there and that. Actually, I want to keep the cleaver in here just for safekeeping. So last time we were trying to make the pattern terminal, which we need another crafting terminal. The interface terminal is a lot easier, but in order to get this guy, we needed to do this. We needed an inventory panel. So there we go. There is the terminal. And then we have to make it a crafting terminal. So we just need to make a crafting bench. There we go. And then to get the pattern terminal, we just need engineering processor. So there we go. There is the pattern terminal. And this is going to be in Ada? Yes. Ada, however you pronounce it. It's Greek. So what we can do, let's get a glass cable. We're going to place it right here. And we put the pattern terminal right there. Perfect. So next thing we need is blank patterns, which are not too bad to make. I don't want to use pure crystals though. We were going to just use normal sortis crystals. And we're going to make like 3 of those. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to encode this on one of them. Perfect. So that should be a quest. And it is. Awesome. Ooh, an epic. We'll open that later. So now what do we do with these patterns? So we need to make, next thing is an interface. Now the interface does require some other things. So what are we missing? Alright, I kind of expected as much. So we need some glass. That should not be an issue whatsoever. Just take all that out of there. And eventually I'm going to take all of this stuff out and we're going to move it. I'll have to figure out some filters and whatnot for making sure that we don't get dust or anything like that. But I think we already have a lot of filters. So it's not that big of a deal. I just do something similar to a chest or something and prohibit things from going out of it. So shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just got to deal with it, and I'll kind of do that on my own. You guys don't really need to see that. So the next thing we need is mithril. So this will give us the mana infused metals, which is what we need to make both the interface and the molecular assembler, which are the 2 things we're trying to make. So what's the best way to use this stuff? We can smelt it for ores or pulverize it for so if we smelt it for ores, we can then pulverize this for even more. Alright, so smelt it and then pulverize it. Alright, and we're not going to do too much of this stuff just because we don't need to. And then pulverize it. And then we will smelt it. And hey, we have more silicon up here. I didn't realize that. That's right, because this has auto. I need to watch that with things like Certus quartz or any of the quartz really, just because we could kind of ruin things. And this has an EMC, so once we get to that point, we'll be able to make it a little bit easier. But there is an interface. We're gonna need one of these, and that is a quest as well. And then we're going to need a molecular assembler, and that is the next thing on the list. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a single compressed? No, it's a double compress. So we're going to need a lot of crafting tables. We're going to need, in fact, a little bit more. So let's just get a stack. It's just wood. We can make this all the time. So we'll do that. There is a double compressed crafting table. It's only a good reward bag. And we need to make this molecular assembler. So we are missing, of course, the cores, which require Fluix pearls. So let's get, let's see, 8 of these ground up. We're going to need some ender pearls. That's not an issue. And yeah, that should be everything we need. So there is the Fluix dust. We need 2 of these. 1 for each core. These cores are really annoying to make. Just saying. And we need another, let's see, gold, silicon, and pulsating chipset. Let's just do it right here. Doesn't really matter too much. They're about the same speed, I think, as the ones below, but this one's up here, so might as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell the system how to make these processors. That's probably the first thing we're going to do, as well as teaching the system how to make the storage cells. So with that taken care of, we need to make crafting units. Luckily, I looked at the recipe already, and these are the standard recipes. So we're going to need more glass cable, which is not an issue whatsoever. But we'll have to get more Fluix crystals at some point. But hey, we can make those pretty easily. And let's see, we need another gold. Let's go ahead and take like 8 of these. And that should be good enough for now. We're going to take this stuff out. And eventually we'll make more inscribers, more advanced inscribers. That is on the list of things to do. We have 2 good reward bags. That can go in there. And we can go ahead and get this molecular assembler set up, as well as the interface. Now we're going to want more interfaces than we have, but for now this is fine just to get started. So we do that, and we can put the blank pattern in there. And now once we get these crafting cores, or crafting, whatever they're called, crafting units, we're gonna need 1 of these. Actually, and a coprocessor. So I think we're gonna need 2 of them. 1 for storage, 1 for coprocessing. And we can use this with a diamond processor to make a crafting coprocessor. And then we'll need to make a 1K, and that's fine for now. So we might as well do it here. So if we take a look at 1K storage, I guess it's 1K ME storage, but whatever. This guy right here. We're going to want to teach the system how to not only make this, we're also going to want to teach the system how to make chests. And we do need to actually make one of these. And what are we missing? Electrotine. So this is something we're going to have to kind of handle on our own. But it's not that big of a deal. Especially if we take just a stack of this stuff and process it immediately, because we have 200,000 iron. Yeah, we're pretty good on most things. So it's just a matter of getting a lot of crafting done and whatnot. Let's go ahead and cook that up. Now we could upgrade this today. We might do that, but let's throw those in there. And Alright, we have that now. So let's go ahead and make this guy. And there's the 1K storage. We just add these together and we have pretty easy crafting storage. Now we can upgrade these later, and we probably will, to the 64K. But for right now, this is going to be good enough. So what do? Well, we just take this stuff down and we hook it up somewhere. And I think, let's go ahead and put it right here. This is messy. We will get it nicer later. But now, our system can auto-craft. And so what I can do is tell it to make blank patterns. Let's make 10 of those. Can we make 10 of those? No, we're missing glowstone and quartz glass. So let's grab a handful of glowstone, because the system does need to have everything in it in order to work. But what we can do, we got a grater, by the way, and a basic. Yuck. What we can do is, let's tell it to make one. We need one quartz glass. Alright, where can we find that easily? There we go. We need more glass. Let's take 9 of those. And is this just push only? Okay. So we'll just do that, and we'll get everything nicer later. Oh hey, there's some random glass. Alright, so there's a little bit of glass. We'll get more glass, and eventually we'll have everything hooked up so it will autocraft basically whatever we need. It's just a matter of getting some of this stuff done, and getting early blank patterns and all that kind of stuff is, it takes some time. So we need to teach the system how to make that. And we'll encode it. And then eventually we'll also make a interface thing so that we can see all this stuff. But let's go ahead and make one of these guys. We'll make 10 blank patterns. We're missing Sturgis quartz dust. That is just a simple come down here and grab it. And I think we're also missing glass, so let's grab that. And now we can make 10 of these. That shouldn't take too long. And what we can do is start telling the system how to make the 1K storage. And again, we have to go down here to do this, but it's okay. So that is just some basic auto crafting with all of this stuff. We need to make the, let's see, is it even on here? It's not on here, huh? Alright, so we're going to want to make a interface terminal just to make things easier, but it's going to require another ME interface, and I don't feel like making one of those right now, so I will wait on that. But let's go ahead and open these reward bags, see if we get anything good. So basic has walruses. We have 2 good, tape measure, and a structure generator. The grater, a Zanite ring, that's not terrible, and the epic mana lenses, yuck. Alright, so we can just dump all this stuff in here. And last thing I want to do for today, we're going to step away from applied logistics for now, just because it is kind of expensive. Which have we unlocked? We've unlocked Kappa now. So it wants us to make the Philosopher's Stone. The recipe for that is kind of terrible. And when I say kinda, I mean pretty terrible. One, we need extreme crafting table. So we can't actually do that until we get into... it's actually called the Dire Auto Crafting Table. The Dire Crafting Table. Because it's a 9x9. So it requires crystal matrix ingots, which requires a bunch of nether stars. Another ME controller, which is just a pain. Double compressed crafting table is easy enough, but then awakened cores is also a pain. More nether stars. So actually, a lot of nether stars. So we're gonna need to get nether stars a little bit more automatic, And the way to do that is Nether Star Essence, which requires Awakened Draconium. So we're going to need a lot of Awakened Draconium, which means killing dragons. But we should have 1 heart. Yeah, we have a heart. It's just a matter of getting more. And that's not super easy. So we're going to kind of step away from that kind of stuff for now. And we'll get back to it later. I'm going to make more toast sandwiches. I'm going to eat mostly toast sandwiches, I think. Just because, why not? We have basically infinite amount of toast. So, by which I mean bread. So anyways, let's continue on. So we've unlocked this tab, which is nice. Draconic Evolution. I wonder what I wonder what that entails to unlock. But I know the Wither will unlock something somewhere, but a lot of the stuff I'm not too concerned about. I wonder, do we have the 64 Zivicio? Oh wait, we have to craft that. So we have 64 Zivicio, we just haven't crafted it yet. We'll get to that later. That's not going to be too difficult once we get to that point. Which, how are we doing for... Oh, wow, yeah, it's just not keeping up. Not making it fast enough. So maybe a couple Octodicts wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know. Doesn't matter too much. So the rest of today's episode is going to be focusing on... Not that one. Here. Epsilon. So I want to work on getting the osmium compressor. And it's right here. We need elite control and printed circuit boards. So we need to make printed circuit boards, which is luckily a quest over here. And so let's start working on that. So in order to do this, we need a UV light box. So let's get rid of some of the stuff. UV light box, as well as an empty PCB, which is just a little bit of iron and green plastic. So, are we storing compressed iron down here? That's carbide, dark steel. I don't think so. Do we have Nope. Any compressed iron we probably have. Pressed and plastic. Just so we can see those easily, we have yellow plastic, compressed cobblestone, not the thing. There's a little bit of compressed iron. We're gonna need that. Take the mana steel. We have black plastic. That's nice. I hate those schematics. Let's just take all the plastic we have, because why not? More compressed. That's the different type of plastic. There's some purple plastic. A lot of this stuff isn't super useful, to be honest. And nothing. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, so we have a little bit of compressed iron. We need green plastic. And yeah, compressed iron and green plastic. Now this will take some time, but it's not that big of a deal. We need more cactus green. I believe we have... Yeah, we have plenty of it. So let's get this back in here. And I believe we can even melt down plastic. But we're going to need a piece of green. Actually, we're going to need 2 pieces of green. And all we have to do is throw this and 2 of those in there, and we'll get empty PCBs. Now, we need to process them. So you can kind of go through the system. If we get these assembly controllers, we can make this a little bit easier. And the circuit boards are kind of a pain regardless. So we're going to want these machines later, but they all require printed circuit boards, so we have to do it the long way. And we also need to get an Amadron, so we have to do it the long way anyways. So with the empty PCBs, We're also going to need a UV light box, which require, we need an Amdron. Alright, so we can't do this until we get an Amdron. What's an Amdron? Well, it's a drone. Amdron tablet requires GPS, air canister. That's not bad. That's not bad. So we're going to need, like, let's see, four red plastics. And we need more coal, I remember correctly. Let's grab a stack of coal. And yeah, it's unfortunate we can't actually make the osmium compressor yet. I thought we could. But that will start doing its thing, making more plastic. Because we're going to need a good bit of plastic. Alright, so I guess let's go ahead and throw this plastic in here. As well as all that other stuff. And we can at least make some of the stuff we're going to need. So we can't make the light box until we get the Amdron tablet. And we can't really do much with this until later. So we're going to need to make the... Let's go ahead and make the other thing. What's the other thing called? The etching acid. So we're going to need some etching acid. And this stuff is kind of nasty, but it's not that bad to make. But it does require more plastic, so we can't do that either. Never mind. Alright, so I should have probably looked at some of these recipes before trying to get into them, because all of this stuff, we can make the compressed iron gear, we can make the elite control circuits. I mean, that's not too terrible. I mean, it's pretty terrible, but it's not, like, too terrible. We have a steel casing, basic gas tank is easy, but we need printed circuit boards. So let's take a look and see if there's anything else we can do easily. PRC requires advanced circuit board, so we can't do that either. Fair enough. As well as another enrichment chamber, which I don't really want to make. So we can't do anything in the mechanism. Let's try to find something else to do. Let's see, we still need enticing crystal and ender crystals. We'll look at that stuff later. We could make flux ducts. How bad are the flux ducts to make? Red. Okay, that's not bad. Go ahead and take these. And we're going to need some lead as well. And so is it the leadstone flux ducts? Yep. There is the first recipe. And there's a reward. So next is the hardened flux ducts. Now these transfer 2000. They're not that great. Harden requires Invar and electrotine alloy. So Invar, easy enough. I already have a bunch of it. And let's just make all of those. And claim reward. And then next is the redstone. So redstone need a little bit more work, but harden with a little bit of electrum. Alright, I like that they're all connected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in order to make the actual flux duct, we need destabilized redstone. So we need 12 redstone. And we have, I believe we have the fluid. Yep. So magma crucible to fluid transposer, and that is easy enough. So here's the redstone. These have a little bit better, but not that great yet. The conduits from Ender.io are 1, cheaper, and 2, a lot better. So these transfer 80,000 RF, and the basic tier energy conduits from Ender.io in this mod pack transfer 30. If we look at the upgraded version, that's 90, and then the top version is 180. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper. So let's get our reward. Let's take that one. I don't know which one we're actually taking. Oh wait, did we already? Okay, we already got that reward. And then resonant flux ducts require, okay, that's not too bad. So let's make these. 1, 2. And then to fill these guys up, they also need more redstone. So again, with the redstone, and that won't take too long. So have we not been getting chance cubes? That's weird. We should have been getting more chance cubes, but I guess not, or I've been putting them away. Have I been putting them away? I don't think I did. Anyways, doesn't matter. So there's those. We need those in a little bit, and we should have all this stuff now. There we go. And the last one is going to be more challenging. So, and then let's see, what do these guys transfer? So these guys transfer 320. So now we're finally at a point where they're better. And then the cryo-stabilize transfers infinite, but they are incredibly expensive. Flux electrum and all that stuff, I don't think we have, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. So let's go ahead and open these bags. We have a basic, a good, and 2 graders. That's kind of disappointing. So basic, ooh, portal gun. Good, jukebox with music, and grader. Automatic hammer, and a Zivicio helmet. Alright, cool. So, not bad. Not great, but not bad. And so, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call the episode here. I am going to say, I think the next thing we should start working towards, because what I'm working towards in the Epsilon tab is trying to get to the digital miner. And if we look at the recipe for this, atomic alloy, easy enough, relatively. Basic control circuit is actually easy. Teleportation cores require N diamonds glowstone ingots. So we need the osmium compressor for that. Energized silicon should not be a problem. A little bit annoying, but not a problem. An atomic alloy, again, mostly simple. Steel casing, easy enough. Logistical sorters, annoying but not difficult. And robots, which require palladium, which I have, atomic, reinforced obsidian, and energy cubes. So these things are annoying to make, but everything here is within our reach. And once we get the digital miner, then what we can start doing is we can just go to the planets, each of the planets, and tell it what to find, and it will give us everything. Now, something else I'm going to want to do relatively soon is I think this corner over here is going to be the Galacticraft corner. And we're going to do all of the processing of the plates. It might be good to make more, not circuit fabricators, but the compressors. So just make a ton more compressors and kind of go from there. Now, ideally, the thing that the thing that's going to make my life the easiest is Project Eat. So if we can get the dire crafting table, that is kind of a goal. But I don't want to get the nether stars yet. I want to start growing them. And in order to do that, we are going to need to do some other things. So it's kind of a toss-up. Do we want to kill withers and get them to basically a point where they're going to be incredibly angry at us and probably kill us very easily? Or do we want to kind of focus on getting the wither seeds, the nether seeds, I guess, are what they're called, nether star seeds, where we're gonna need a bunch of Imperial, which is a bunch of Zivicio. That's not terrible. The wither skeleton seeds, not terrible. But the spirit binders require another star each and Gaia spirits. So we're going to need to kill the Gaia Guardian a lot. And that's something that I'm not entirely sure I want to do yet. So kind of the toss-up is, do we go finish up Galacticraft, get to all the planets so that we can basically have all of the resources we're going to need for that, so that we can not have to worry about going through all those dungeons and have all the rockets that we're going to need. And then, like, so for example, there's blue gems, and there's, let's see, Neptune blue gems, I think, is the farthest out. Neptune or Uranus, which are used to get the gems, and these are used in not only the Infinity Catalyst, but I thought they were used for something else. Blue gems are used for Draconic cores, so we're going to need to get to that before we can make, so that answers that. So we're going to probably go back to Jupiter next time and clear out a dungeon, maybe try to get a little bit farther. I'm going to see what I can do about the UV light box and the Amadron, and we might try to get that next time as well. Just kind of whatever we can do. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That stuff would work if I put air through the system. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next time, like I said, we're going to try to get to the Amadron tablet, and hopefully we can get a little bit of Jupiter done, or yeah, hopefully we can get Jupiter done and get the next schematics. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!